Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here finally back. Formula 1 returns to the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend. I'm so excited to be jumping back in for the second half of the 2021 Formula 1 World Championship. Of course, Belgium, then we got Zandvoort, then we got Monza, 3 weeks running. There's going to be a lot of F1 content on the channel, so if you aren't already, make sure you get yourself subscribed as well. Of course, trying to hit 20,000 subscribers at the moment. A massive thank you for the continued support on the channel. Of course, over the sort of summer break, obviously we've been smashing out with F1 2021 gameplay content. Of course, that is not going to be stopping anytime soon as well there. But today, we're going to be doing, as you probably read by the title, our F1 2021 Last Question Mark Challenge. This time around, of course, driving as Max Verstappen. Of course, after a couple of disappointing races leading into the summer break, in this sort of alternate universe, if you will, the storyline this weekend is Red Bull have put a whole fresh engine in the back of his car there. Of course, after sustaining all that damage at the Hungaroring as well. So we'll have to wait and see what Max Verstappen can do this weekend to try and move his way back up the order. Having a look though at your starting grid ready for the race here today as well. It is Lewis Hamilton that lines up on pole position there. Valtteri BOTTAS in P2, of course, in real life does have a 5-place grid penalty heading into the weekend. P3, if I'm not mistaken, was our teammate Sergio Perez. They're ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. Sebastian Vettel, very well done in P6. They're ahead of Gasly and Fernando Alonso. Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc running out your top 10. Then we've got Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz there. The Spaniard struggled just a bit in qualifying. Tsunoda, Kimi Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, George Russell, Latifi, and of course ourselves, Max Verstappen, rounding out the field here. But let me know your predictions down below where we'll finish in this one. Let's head down to the track though. 11 laps ahead of us around the iconic Belgian Grand Prix. Let's see how many places we can gain. Right, so here we are then on the grid, ready for the Belgian Grand Prix Last Question Mark Challenge. Of course, we might try the alternate strategy here. Hopefully have a nice quick race car right the way through to the end of the Grand Prix there. Team reckon we can pit as early as lap 5 to get onto those soft compounded tyres there. So should give us a nice long run later on in the Grand Prix to move our way up the order here. But we need a nice, clean, brave start. Let's dive in, though, to the Belgian Grand Prix. We've got the Williams and Haas cars just in front of us, waiting on those 5 red lights as Max Verstappen. And it is going to be 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Off to, quite a wheel spinny start, but we'll have a look, see if we can get towards the inside for turn 1. We'll follow Latifi then, apparently, in towards the first corner there. All contact with, I think that was Kimi Raikkonen, so shades of 2019 off the first couple of turns there, but we have kept it clean and tidy. Carlos Sainz not off to the best start in the world. All the way down into P16 as we head up through Eau Rouge and rally on for the first time. They're getting a little bit out of shape, but we have kept it all in one piece there. So up 3 places straight away off the start here as everyone sneaks around trying to find track position as we head up the Camel Straight there. Sainz having a look to the inside of Kimi. So we'll try and have a look around the outside there, but just nowhere to go for us at the top of the hill there. Down the other side, all Mazepin trying to show the nose there. Look at that, they're still just fanning out there. Latifi, though, has had a brilliant start, 19th up to 13th here as he goes side by side with Gio. We had a look up the inside of Kimi there, but Kimi Raikkonen having none of that as we head down the hill here. Just look at just how much all these guys are holding each other up at the start of the Grand Prix here. You can see now, I think that's one of the Alpha Tauris trying to have a look past Charles Leclerc there. So Ferrari really not strong early on in this one. We make a bit of a mistake as we head through Pouon there, so Mazepin going to try and look back up the inside, but I think it's better of it there. But yeah, that was Yuki Tsunoda pulling off a power move on Charles Leclerc at the start of this race. Still, we need to try and make some good progress out through Sector 3 here. This should be where the Red Bull is strong out of Stabilo. Just getting a little bit caught out over the curbing. But we have got a pretty decent run as we head up in towards Blanchimont here to the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, who gives us a big old squeeze. Of course, the old king of Spa. Kimi Raikkonen has now been disposed of. Bit of a wobble through Blanchimont. But we're still now up at a P16 here, up the inside of Carlos Sainz. Oh, nothing going there. The Spaniard tries to turn into me. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact as Raikkonen tries to have a look back around the outside. They're at the final corner. It's been a dramatic first lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, but we are up a handful of positions, and that's what we like to see. Latifi and Giovinazzi still side by side as we head out the first couple of corners here, and Sainz just can't make any early progress. Stop behind the pair of them here. We need to try and get a nice good run on all 3 of these guys as best as possible there, as Giovinazzi and Latifi neither backing out through Eau Rouge and Rally on. We get a big wobble. Sainz gets a big run though as we head up the Camel Straight here. They might just be 3 wide for a brief moment here as we try to close in there. Sainz has a look up to the inside of Latifi but can't do anything with it. And look at this for great racing at the start of the Belgian Grand Prix here. This has been a fantastic little start up the inside of Gio. He does give us the room. I thought we were just going to get turned across there as we head back down the hill though to the outside of the Alfa Romeo there. Can we find the grip around the outside of the Italian there? Yes, we can. We'll have the inside for No Name. And we'll now be able to P15 then of this Grand Prix. So yeah, great little start for ourselves. Up 5 places by halfway around lap 2 there, but still struggling to get the front end pointed down through Pouhon. Get a nice run out of Blanchimont once again. They're trying not to take too much curb, but we've got a big, big run as Latifi and Carlos Sainz kind of tripped over each other here up the inside of the Ferrari as we head up in towards Blanchimont. Oh, there is contact between myself and Sainz, and somehow we both got away with that. Big run in towards the bus stop chicane, though. So we're going to go 3 wide this time around. A daring move up the inside, but we have pulled it off. And we're now up at a P13 at the end of lap 2 here. That was a rather brave one in the end. 46.4.
You'll be on the softs.
Not too sure where that puts us in comparison to the top runners, but I'm feeling quick early on. Spent the last couple of laps really pushing to try and close up to this huge train in the midfield. I think this takes us all the way up to about P6 there. We've got the Aston Martins and the Alpines duking it out there as we head on to lap 5, hopefully.
This lap, give us the best in lap you can.
There we go, that's good. The team, of course, want us in at the end of this one there. It's almost into the back of Charles Leclerc through turn 1. And I'm hoping, obviously, we can try and undercut some of these guys as well with that soft, fresh rubber here. But let's just wait and see what we can do on Charles Leclerc as we head down through Rouge and Radion. Here we go. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there. It's got yellow flags out. I think that's one of the Mercs going slowly at the front of the field there to the inside of Charles Leclerc. We've got to try and get the move done before the yellow flags there. And that's Bottas out of the Grand Prix there. And look at that. We just about get the move pulled off in front of Verstappen there. So that's going to give us a free position. We're now up into 11th then of this Grand Prix. And of course, Bottas with a penalty for the IRL Grand Prix this weekend there. That was an interesting lock-up down the hill. But yeah, Bottas out of the Belgian Grand Prix here. And can we get a run on Yuki Tsunoda in the sister car? Right, can we get a run then on Yuki Tsunoda here as we head out of Blanchimont? There we go. Nice, good run as we head up the hill. They're all on the grass as we smash through an Aramco sign there. Yuki Tsunoda, I don't think he quite knew which way we were going to try and go. Side by side through Blanchimont, though, of course, where Verstappen pulled off the move on, I think it was Felipe Nasr all those years ago, back in the Sauber. And up until the point there as Perez is in. Why is Perez in this Grand Prix there? We can't afford to pit now at the end of that lap there, and I thought I had priority. What on earth have the team done there? That is a catastrophic strategy blunder, as it has meant we're going to have to stay out for another lap here alongside one of the McLaren's Mercedes. And we've got the Aston Martin and the Alpine now just in front of us there as we do pull off the move on Yuki Tsunoda whilst this is all going on. But yeah, really thought that was going to be our lap to box. We selected it pre-race as well, so not too sure what that was all about there. Nice run though as we head up through Rouge and Radion once more here. Can we get a move done on Esteban Ocon here? We're gaining rather quickly on the Alpine driver, but I don't think it's going to be close enough into the braking zone there. A little bit of a mistake from us as well. But yeah, now we're going to have to box one lap later. Oh, big run on Esteban Ocon there. The Alpine clearly doesn't have much confidence on his dead set of soft tyres. Here is again getting on the grass as we try to pull off the move there. A little splash of battery as we head up in towards Blanchimont here as Ocon's still not wanting to give up on it. Of course, the last race winner in Formula 1, Esteban Ocon, as we head to the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend. But up the inside we go. Oh, we thought about trying to get a move on Lance Stroll there, but think better of it into the pit lane. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin, but make sure we get it slowed down. There we go, into the pits there. So I'm up to P4 by the time we finally do box in at this Grand Prix there. But of course, we have got the first pit box here, so fingers crossed no one in the way. 2.5 second stop is pretty sloppy by Red Bull standards here, but we do even get the jump on Lance Stroll there, so we love to see that as well. And where are we going to re-emerge in this Grand Prix? I think it's going to be about P8 here as we head back out of the pits. We're going to be down to P9 momentarily, but we should be out ahead of Charles Leclerc here and Lance Stroll. So yeah, P8 then in the Belgian Grand Prix. We got Gasly just a couple of seconds up the road, and then the other Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel. And I think we've still got one of the Alfa Romeos hanging around there. Stroll trying to use a load of battery to get a run on us here. Nothing we can do against the Canadian in his Aston Martin there. Much, much faster down the back straightaway. Can we have a look back to the outside, though? Oh, Stroll, he's binned it by himself, has he? No, he hasn't. How on earth did Lance Stroll catch that there? He was halfway round. And fair play to the Canadian there. He's hung on to it and not taking us out with him. That was very, very close. We really have used a huge amount of battery in the first half of this Grand Prix, but Gio finally boxes in at the end of lap 7 here. So we're now into 7th place of the Grand Prix, which isn't bad going so far, but how many more places can we gain here? Hopefully now we'll be lining up a move on Pierre Gasly as we head back down in towards Eau Rouge once more here. Sebastian Vettel 2.5 seconds up the road. Then it's actually our teammate Sergio Perez in this Grand Prix there. This time around we kept it between the white lines. Honda Power versus Honda Power. We've got the DRS though, we've got a load of batteries still to use. Pierre Gasly goes offensive, but surely it's just a matter of too little too late there, and clean around the outside we go. Fresher, quicker rubber in the braking zone as well. And we're up at a P6 here in Spa. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix there, as we are massively closing down to a lot of the cars in front of us here at this stage of the day. Is a podium still on the cards by the end here? We've only got 3 more laps to go. I think a more realistic target might just be to try and close up to our teammate Sergio Perez there as well. You definitely don't want to take curb up through Eau Rouge that time around. Then we still get the DRS though on Sebastian Vettel, the Aston Martin. Not slow down the straights, but certainly not fast enough there. Clean past Sebastian, and up at a P5 of this Grand Prix. And I think starting from the back, this would be a respectable place to finish here. But of course, we want more. Oh, there we go. Another fastest.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
I mean, a 42.8 is rather ridiculous around here in race trim, but we are absolutely throwing this thing at this track. And it's sticking at the moment. 2 seconds now, the gap to Sergio, with 2 to go. About to head on to the final lap then of this Belgian Grand Prix, and I think this one could be defined by whether we can get ourselves inside the DRS of our teammate Sergio Perez here as we head up through Eau Rouge, through Blanchemont here, gap down to just over a second. We'll use a splash there, but I don't think we're inside the DRS range through the final chicane. That big mistake as we head on to the final lap here from Spa-Francorchamps, and we have not got close enough as we head back down towards turn 1. We might be able to get some DRS in him as we head through La Source, but we need to try and make sure we use a little bit of battery here. Try and make it close.
Drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Absolutely well aware that Sebastian Vettel can't hang with us in this Grand Prix, but can we get close enough to Sergio here? I don't think we'll be able to get a run up the Kemmel Straight, but surely we'll be all over the back of him as we head through Sector 2 here. We'll save ourselves just a little bit of battery for the run in towards the final chicane here. As yeah, like I said, we're not going to be able to get close enough to Checo this time round. So we head in towards the chicane once more, though, all over the back of our teammate here, who is going to be able to come out on top in this Grand Prix between myself and our Mexican teammate. Of course, if it was real life, I'm sure second half of the year there might be some team orders between these two. As oh, there's yellow flags out. I think Lewis Hamilton, he's binned it in this Grand Prix there, so this might now turn into a battle for the podium between myself and Sergio Perez there. And yeah, look at that, Hamilton has completely ran off the circuit on the final lap of this Grand Prix. It's going to be a McLaren 1-2 here at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps here, and who would predicted that? We're just 1 to go here, but are we going to be able to get close enough to Checo? Through Stavolo we go for the final time in this Grand Prix. We need to get a nice run out of here if we want to get any sort of run on our teammate. We are slowly but surely starting to close in on our Red Bull teammate here, as we're going to completely drain the battery up in towards the final few corners of this Belgian Grand Prix. This has been such a dramatic finish up to now, to the outside of Sergio Perez here as he tries to go defensive. Oh, he gives us a big old squeeze in towards the final chicane here, side by side with our teammate. We get the inside for the second part there. We hang him out to dry. Lando Norris comes through for P2, but we get a podium.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent victory here at the Belgium Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the Belgian Grand Prix, and out of nowhere, Daniel Ricciardo wins in Spa. I don't think that's likely to happen this weekend, but you never know what might happen in the world of Formula 1 there. McLaren 1-2 with Lando Norris picking up the pieces in second place there. And right at the end, from 20th on the grid, Max Verstappen comes through for P3 at the end of the day. They're beating out Sergio Perez, Sebastian Vettel there, Hamilton down in 6th, Gasly, Stroll, Leclerc and Tsunoda rounding out your top 10 there as well. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more F1 2021 content. A massive thank you for the continued support from our channel members, featuring The Travesty, Patrick, Chuan, David, Ben, Aiden, Eustathios, Kato and Sean for their continued support on the channel. None of the videos would be possible without their support, and if you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you click the join button below.